looks like we do have some new updates from IDF this time coming. They are basically saying that they were hit. However, they're not making any specific detail about the impact. But we have heard that F-35 fighter jets, they were destroyed, 20 of them. I'll talk more about that in details. This claim primarily came from the Iranian military. Then we have news to corroborate with that claim the same thing, that 20 of the F-35 fighter jets were destroyed. Now, the one you are seeing right behind me is not F-35, okay? But I do have this image from the satellite that I found, and they basically showed that this is a Israeli fighter jet that got destroyed. Let's actually show you this Nevatim Air Base, where the head of the snake, Netanyahu or Netanyahu, his plane, if you like, Air Force One, just like Biden's Air Force One, docks. This airport was destroyed. And it also makes sense when we talk about the F-35 destruction. And F-35, all of the modern technology or the advanced technology they have with the aircraft system and the drones and UAVs, all other helicopter and all the good stuff that Israel have, their air base, their military, their air force, are being stationed or were stationed in this Nevatim Air Base. So Nevatim Air Base is in other words, a very, very important, significant asset for the Israeli Zionist military, and this is what was hit again, according to, and this was obtained from a satellite image of the airport after it came under attack by the Iranian missiles the other day. Now, there are now talks about targeting Iranian nuclear sites. However, Joe Biden said to Israel, do not target these nuclear sites. We'll talk more about that in a second. But things are very, very interesting because Iran, they do have Russian S-400 installed around those nuclear sites. So U.S. knows that if they try to target Iran's nuclear site, they will be actually facing Russia right on ahead, and this is exactly what Joe Biden, America, wants to avoid. Now we have other reports that he is right now in the bunker. Netanyahu, hardly coming out, and he's conducting his military operation and the command center in the bunker. So when people talk about the Zionists, they brag about this, that Khomeini is now hiding, or that Ismail Haniyeh, when he was alive, was hiding. Hezbollah is hiding. Hassan Nasrallah was hiding in Lebanon in a building, residential area. Then they also need to take a look at these pictures because their leader is also hiding. Not only this, their citizen, Zionist citizen, they're also right now taking all the precaution under shelter. And I mentioned that 10 million Israelis, they got under shelter when they heard the siren last 2 nights ago when Iran launched those missiles. But people also ask this question, how that can be possible. Does Israel have 10 million people to begin with? Well, the report I quoted was authentic. The source was authentic, but I do not know exactly how many people are living in Israel right now. As we have also seen, hundreds and thousands of Israelis are leaving the country in the past hours after the Iranian missile attack. So we'll talk about that more in details. But there is now this new development that says central Israel targeted in pair of overnight drone attacks on Rosh Hashanah. No injuries, as always. They have no injuries ever. Now Rosh Hashanah, or this area that you see on the map, is coming under attack constantly. And Rosh Hanukra, Rosh Hashanah, these are all part of the northern Israeli territories. Shows, guys, that Lebanon is not done. Hezbollah is not done. They are not dead. They are still alive, very much active, not only in the border where they're fighting with the Zionists, Shtula entrance that Israel used to enter into Lebanon. Not only that they're fighting in Shtula, but they're also in other part of northern Israel at the moment. Therefore, the Hezbollah activities, they are not done. They are actually regrouping. After Iranian missile attack, they are finding Israel to be a lot more weaker and trying to figure things out. Now, Iran, they have fired more than 200 ballistic missiles as to what we understand. But take a look at this report that suggests the F-35, okay, was destroyed. So 100 ballistic missiles, this is what they reported on Israel October 1st. It took 30 minutes to unleash a barrage of missiles while targeting Israel's defense system. Iran claimed that it destroyed the Israeli spy agency Mossad's headquarters. We have actually made mention of this before, that the Mossad headquarters was targeted, and it did get destroyed along with the Nevatim air base. Then you also have this is coming from India.com website. The country also claimed that 20 F-35 grounded fighter jets were destroyed at Nevatim Air Base. Now, Nevatim Air Base, this F-35 fighter jets, they're the most advanced fighter jet in the world. And the one piece cost, I think, close to $1 billion. I'm not sure how many, but it's whopping. The amount is whopping. And so if 20 of them got destroyed, you can imagine the damage. This claim from India.com website also was made mention by Iranian military. The Iranian, obviously, Israel never gonna acknowledge that. They're never gonna say that. But Iranian military, they also said the same thing, that 20 of the F-35 got destroyed the other night when Iran attacked Israeli airbase Nevatim. On the other hand, Israel rubbished Iran's claim, saying that the anti-missile system Iron Dome intercepted most of the rockets. Since then, F-35 stealth fighter jets have become a point of discussion. The Mossad headquarters and the F-35 Nevatim, all of this, when they come under attack, guys, we're talking about quite a bit of damage, a serious damage. Now, Joe Biden, let's talk about this one. He said to Israel that we're not going to be hitting Iran's nuclear sites. Again, that is because of fear that Russia's S-400 is installed there. One thing you have to understand, for Israel to hit Iran's nuclear sites, they must use F-35 fighter jets to carry the load, carry the payload. And these aircrafts are made by U.S., supplied and provided by U.S. to Israel. In the past, in the year 2022, Joe Biden, he delayed the shipment of these aircrafts to Israel because he feared that Israel would start war in 2022. I'm talking about what happened 2 or even 3 years ago. And he's saying the same thing, that even today we're not going to allow you, or we do not, not allow you, but we do not want you to strike Iran's nuclear facilities because this is not what we want. Why they don't want? As I said, maybe the main reason is because they fear that F-35 will get destroyed by the S-400 missile system Iran has installed in the nuclear sites, and also looks like around their oil rigs. So this is what is happening right now. Now, I also want to discuss 8 IDF soldiers were killed in battles with Hezbollah. One of them was a commander. So he was a high-ranking military personnel who also got killed. And can you imagine, when they enter Gaza, they face no casualties, at least according to what IDF said. Oh, when nothing is happening. But the moment they entered Lebanon, they're losing their military, their army. Why that is happening? Well, it could be what I have just mentioned to you guys, that the F-35 took a heavy hit and other aircrafts took a heavy hit in Nevatim Air Base. Therefore, what I understand is that maybe Israeli military on the ground in Lebanon are not getting the air support because of those attacks. Therefore, they're losing their army officers, they're losing their commanders, they're losing their foot soldiers. That's what I believe is happening, and it makes sense. It all adds up because Israeli IDF, they are acknowledging, they're saying that yes, 8 of our soldiers were killed is not something insignificant. It is something very, very rare that IDF will acknowledge that. The other reason why we are now knowing about these casualties from Lebanon of the Israeli soldier is because this is Lebanon. They did not ban media to broadcast the news. Unlike Israel, where they have a media blackout, a lot of the media are censored. Whoever is there, CNN, I think some of the Western news channels, they're covering the Iranian missile attack, but they're censored. But in most cases, media is banned. It's a blackout there. But in Lebanon, it is not the case. So we know from Lebanese sources, Lebanese television, Lebanese newspaper, the real casualties and the hit Israeli soldiers they're taking when trying to invade Lebanon. So this is why I believe we are getting this news now. Unlike in the past, we did not know the casualties of the IDF members. But IDF, they have acknowledged some Iranian missiles hit air bases, says no major damage caused. So this is now coming from IDF itself and from the Times of Israel. So the report I'm quoting is not only the Iranian military, what they have said, but also what Times of Israel is saying. And this is obviously a Israeli news channel or news or magazine, whatever. They are now acknowledging that yes, IDF did say that Iranian missile they hit air bases, but again they will shrug it off when it comes to the impact, the efficiency and all of that, and maybe that is because they do not want to give any credit to Iranian military for the attack. Guys, Hezbollah is slowly but surely sharing more information, and they're getting caught. They're embarrassed because, when they lie blatantly, people know they're bluffing all the time. So now they are saying something that people wanted to hear. That's a good thing. So IDF, we hope you will say what is happening exactly instead of hiding and lying to public.